welcome back to Art by Alexis. Today I'm gonna do a super requested video. I get this request all the time and I'm sorry I haven't done it sooner. But people would like to know how to mix skin colors. So I'm gonna show you the materials that I use, how I mix colors. I'm no professional. I haven't really taken a lot of art classes. This is just how I do it. I do want to say though, it really has stepped up my game and the colors that I use since I started using oil paints. So if you're like a new artist and you're using acrylic paints because they're cheap and they're great, like I use them for years and years. For me, it was a lot harder to have intense skin colors, like different colors in the skin. Looking back at my old paintings, my acrylic paintings, like with the skin are just like brown, like very plain. It just kind of is, you know, shades of brown, dark brown to like white, you know, like I had different tones in there, but definitely not a lot of color. But with my newer paintings, I've been adding a lot more color to the skin, and that's because I'm using oil paints. Just as soon as I started using oil paints, it was kind of just like a switch clicked for me, just like, wow, like this is so much fun, like this, I can add color to the skin, it blends well. For me, it's easier to mix it together. I like to add reds, blues, greens, you know, you want to add cool colors and warm colors to the skin because we're not just one color. It makes it a lot more interesting to look at, and I think it's just more fun overall. So what we're going to be using today, that I'm going to be showing you guys how I mix color. So I did just get these oil paints, but what I'm going to be using is I'm using Winsor & Newton oil paints. These are the colors that I got just to be able to mix everything. So what I have is I have yellow ochre, cadmium red deep hue, which I was supposed to get burnt sienna, but I got this instead, so I don't know. Sap green, but you can also mix green. I gotta be honest, I don't know how to pronounce this even though I'm an artist, so I probably should. And then titanium white, and then I also have burnt umber. So I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. And today we're gonna paint on this board. My school also sent me this. I've never used, well, I used to use some kind of like this, but I've never oil painted on this before. I'm not sure how well it's gonna work because we do use, this is already almost gone. I literally just got this and I didn't know I'd go through it so fast. But this is paint thinner. This one is Speedball's brand. This is what I got when I got my oil paints. You do need that to be able to, you know, thin out your paints, mix your paints, and to clean your brushes. So I don't know how well that's gonna work on the board because it's kind of oily and this is not like a canvas. We're gonna find out together though. So let's get started mixing and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so this is going to be my reference photo. I just have a bunch of pins on Pinterest of reference photos that I would like to use. So here are all of my colors. I honestly just kind of randomly start going. So get some of your paint thinner. I'm going to grab yellow. Grab a yellow. This is kind of the base I use. I like to make a first base color and then I make my brighter colors. So we have our yellow over here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of our brown. And it gets messy. But it kind of helps the colors all come together. I don't know, maybe other people are cleaner than me, but I'm not. So I'm gonna mix in some white. We're gonna need probably a lot more white. Okay, so we have like a light, like a tan going on. I'm gonna add just like a touch. Like red, it just is so bright and it mixes just it all together. It's a very strong color. So this is usually like the base color. That's how I make it. I use this as a base color and then I make my other colors. So I'm gonna kind of start just, well, I'm actually gonna sketch her first. I use Vine charcoal to sketch. I don't want this to look terrible for you guys, so I'm gonna hurry and sketch her out so we can get started and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the Vine charcoal that I used, Winsor & Newton. This is the sketch I just did of her. I don't think I'm gonna do the necklace. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's just kind of stylized. That's how I like to do my people. So let's put down our base and see what happens. So this is actually probably lighter. So kind of as I go, I just kind of like grab the color I want to add to it. This is pretty light right here. Like a triangle shape. I'm getting a little bit of my paint thinner. Now I'm gonna do some red. So I like to do kind of like a light pink, medium pink, I guess. And we're gonna go in where I think she has pink in her face. So I mean, here you're looking at it and you're like, she's all just brown, but you really have to kind of train your eye to see where it's warmer and where it's cooler. So it takes a little bit, but I see a lot of pink here. It probably doesn't transfer as well over to my phone as well, but obviously her lips are pink, her cheekbones are pink. I don't even see a lot of cool in her face. Really just the cool parts are more on the bottom here. So I'm gonna add some reds, you know, and let's see what happens. So I'm gonna add some reds, cheekbones. I'm gonna grab some more mid-tone and, you know, blend them a little bit. Her eyelids are kind of like a dark purple, so here's where I'm gonna grab my blue. And I'm gonna grab my burnt umber, my brown. I'm gonna kind of mix them. And I'm gonna mush my brush in there a little bit so that it gets some of that yellow, some of that white in there. It is pretty blue, so I'm gonna a little bit more brown. I'll throw up a picture right now of, I just finished my self-portrait and I really blocked in the colors first. And that's what I think is a really good strategy. So here I'm like these are dark, bright, bold colors. And I'm just putting them in there. After we kind of take our mid-tone and I go through and kind of blend it all, but I like to block in the colors that I see. And it's starting to be a little, you know, blotchy, so I'm gonna add some paint thinner to just make it more easy to go on the board here. And really what we're doing is we're just exaggerating colors. Like, this is not blue on her neck, like it's just not, but it's just kind of taking the color that you see and just making it a lot more prominent. And then when we add the midtones, it makes it, you know, a little bit more understandable. So I kind of want like a darker red. I want like a dark brown kind of red, because I feel like these reds are just too bright. So I'm just taking some of my brown, a little bit of my red. Yeah. See, this is more of like a warm purple, I would say. And over here it's kind of like a, I guess it's more of a blue, but you could say it's a cool purple. Definitely by her eyes. She has, you know, like darkness around her eyes. I know take some of this mid-tone because this is getting really purple and blue down here. Just kind of add to it. I don't really have a... It's hard for me to try to show you guys what I do because sometimes I just do different things all the time. It just depends on where I want to start, where I go. Sometimes I only do the face first and then I go through and I do the neck. And I kind of do things separately, but I know that's not supposed to be good because that can make it look separate and not all done at the same time. So I have been taught, you know, it is better to kind of do it all at once like this, like kind of slowly build it all up, so that it looks more together. I'm gonna take yellow. I wanna and see, when I'm adding my mid-tone kind of and mixing on top of it, you can now see that it's kind of like underneath it. So now we have like a pink underneath here and a purple underneath here. And so it makes it a little bit like not so bright. Just kind of making like a yellow pink right now. A nice blending color. I do have a pretty big brush, but I kind of like it that way. You can use a smaller brush to do finer details, but I don't know, I kind of have fun using a big brush. I took a little bit of the blue color we made and I'm putting it under here as the shadow, because I see it's a cool shadow underneath her nose. To admit, this doesn't look how my paintings usually look. I don't know if it's because on this brown board or because I'm trying to show you guys, so of course it's not how I usually do it. I'm seeing just a lot of purples and yellows, which is fine, but like, you know, over here is my painting of my self-portrait, and it's more, you know, pinks and blues and whatnot. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not liking it. I guess we'll see what the end result looks like. To me, it's looking a little bit more classical, maybe, rather than my bright colors. But I'm gonna go to my screen printing class, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna try to add a little bit more bright colors and have some more fun with it. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and watch part 2. It's coming up for you, just so that we can finish our painting. I just wanted to break it down for you guys into 2 parts. Let me know what you think so far, and make sure to watch the next video.